Hi everyone, this is Melissa of Time Travel Reads. It feels weird to me to be heading into summer so quickly. It's time for another TBR video. This month I'll be doing two TBR videos since there will be one for this month and one for the Summer of Sport event. There will be enough differences that it's worth watching both. If you have children in your life, definitely watch the Summer of Sport event TBR because there will be a whole list of children's books. For this month, I'm feeling a little overscheduled, but I got through extra books last month, so maybe I can make it through this list. I want to read at least one book for each for Historathon, my American History Project, Summer of Sport, June on the Range, Pride Month, and possibly the Historical Fiction Readathon. If I have any extra time, I'd like to finish a book or two in the Temeraire series by Naomi Novik. For Historathon, I have narrowed down my choices to the 3 books that I could have chosen in May but didn't. I just need to pick one of these somehow. They all look good. They are Femina by Janina Ramirez, which is about the women of the Middle Ages that most lay people don't tend to know about. The Once and Future Sex, Going Medieval on Women's Roles in Society by Eleanor Janega. This title is self-explanatory but draws me in, especially since I just finished a book on everyday life in medieval London. This seems like it should be an expansion on life for women in the Middle Ages. Queens of the Wild, Pagan Goddesses in Christian Europe, an investigation by Ronald Hutton. I've been wanting to know more about pagan goddesses for some time, so I'm tempted to choose this one. For my American History project, I'm becoming burned out with the colonial period. It's just not my favorite. I think instead of going for more books that would pull me into the weeds, I'll try listening to American Colonies by Alan Taylor because it's an overview that I've been putting off until I had a good sense of the details. I might read it over June and July since it's over 500 pages. Summer of Sport. So since I've already finished Faster by Neal Bascomb, The Bambino and Defying Hitler, both by Nel Yomtov, which I was intending to read for June, I'll try to read 2 books about Effa Manley, 1 adult book and 1 children's book, plus 1 other children's book. Before baseball was integrated, Effa Manley owned a Negro Leagues team, the Newark Eagles, leading it to win the Negro Leagues World Series. She was the civil rights leader and the first woman elected to the Hall of Fame in 2006. She sounds like a fascinating person. The adult book is called Queen of the Negro Leagues, Effa Manley and the Newark Eagles by James Overmyer. The children's book is called Baseball's Leading Lady by Andrea Williams. I also want to read The Incredible Women of the All-American Girls Professional Baseball League by Anika Orrock. It's about how women kept baseball going on the home front while men were off in World War II. I'm sort of cheating for June on the Range. The event calls for fiction books, but there's a nonfiction book I've been wanting to get to for a long time. It's called Aloha, Rodeo by David Wolman and Julian Smith. It's about 3 Hawaiian cowboys who face racism at a rodeo in Cheyenne, Wyoming, but who emerge as champions. I'll say that it counts well enough. For Pride Month, I'd like to read The Lavender Scare, The Cold War Persecution of Gays and Lesbians in the Federal Government by David K. Johnson. I don't know very much about this book, but the title sounds fascinating. There's also a historical fiction readathon this month, and although I won't be reading all the prompts, I have a book that fits 2 of them. The Trial and Execution of the Traitor George Washington by Charles Rosenberg fits the prompts for reading a book about the country you came from, and reading about an extraordinary character. It's an alternative history asking what would have happened if Washington had been captured and imprisoned in the Tower of London. Personally, I think they would have hanged him in America instead of shipping him to London, but you never know. Those are all the books I have for you today. Check back for the Summer of Sport TBR video. Happy reading!